Welcome. Today I'm sharing some of the successful, crazy ideas I have been experimenting over the past 2 decades. Whenever I see a dinosaur, I remember this quotation of Charles Darwin. It's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent. It is the one most adaptable to change. Particularly, it is the survival of higher education as universities which is being challenged. This picture may not be very representative of modern universities. We do have better doors, but note that 19th century curriculum is still practicing. How we studied medicine, how our teachers studied medicine, how much change has really happened pre-COVID. And definitely, we are facing an undefined future. Friends, humbly, I'm sharing our success story in James Cook University College of Medicine. If you Google this, university reviews, you will see that among the medical schools, James Cook University is the top. But it's not the oldest, it's not the most experienced. There are many well established universities. But how come we have done better? To me, it is innovations. Our school supports all crazy innovations, and that gives us courage to try new things. What works better? Our university is a rural university situated in Townsville in Queensland. It's the youngest medical school, started only in 2000. The first batch graduated when I joined the medical school in 2005. And the medical school was established to train bush doctors. Although we have few flashy buildings, most of our students who are spread over 80,000 kilometers in the tropical Australia, very remote. Most of the places look like this. However, luckily we have a good internet connection. Faced with many challenges, how we have achieved that success, I feel it is because of innovativeness and innovative curriculum. I have put pathology, not just because I am a pathologist. Any medical college will become top if they give importance to pathology. This is the USMLE curriculum, and if you notice, majority of medical science is pathology. And among the clinical science, it is the medical knowledge, which is again based on pathology. Mainly, of course, we have all other subjects, but strong emphasis is on pathology. And in JCU, we have done an innovation of combining the clinical knowledge with the pathology through clinical pathology case-based curriculum. A very innovative curriculum. Nowhere else I have found this strong integrated clinical pathology curriculum. Plus, another innovation what we have done is a very innovative delivery teaching. I'll take you through. Now, that is our School of Medicine building, and that's the hospital building. Year 4 is when the students are based in the hospital. They come to university for only pathology lessons. In the 4th year of medicine, integrated pathology and clinical medicine is only in JCU. And the whole curriculum is case-based, clinical case-based learning through CPC cases. A unique blended curriculum, I believe it's only in JCU. So, overview of how we deliver a blended, adaptive, integrated clinical pathology, full 4th year. I have just put this brackets. If anybody challenges, I will remove. Okay, I have presented in several conferences and nobody has challenged me still. Now, how this goes? Every week, the whole year, the whole clinical curriculum is divided into weekly blocks, and each week starts with a patient case. And the students go through the clinical learning through clinicians, CPC tutorials, clinical skills, hospital visits, all happening at the same time. I deliver pathology related to that case online. Everything is online. Pathophysiology, gross specimens, microscopy of related differential diagnosis for that patient's case in that week. And the same week, the clinicians are teaching the clinical part of the same subject. A very integrated approach. And we call this BAIL, blended, adaptive, integrated clinical pathology. Blended meaning it's not only online, it is with hospital tutorials, and I take an in-class review session at the end of the week, which is in class, not online. Students go through patient case, apply the knowledge of pathology to better understand clinical medicine. So I'm just showing an imaginary drama picture of a student in the hospital. Say, for example, patient is a COPD case. The tough clinician is teaching and our student is standing at the back. At this time, he will get all pathology of this patient through online, either through mobile devices, or even on computer. They get all the lectures. These are short videos from each of the video I would post to them for this particular case. So let us listen.
Small airway obstructions.
I'm going through the specimens.
Now, what happens in
I'm
COPD?
linking the specimen to the patient.
Lack of
I'm
elastic
discussing the
recoil.
pathogenesis of patient symptoms.
And a COPD patient
And
showing
I'm discussing the
all these things lead to
pathophysiology
narrowing.
of what is happening.
Radiological appearance.
How to
of the
interpret clinical
carbon pigment,
investigations.
Dark black lung with multiple black
Gross
spots
specimens
in the center
and
of each
microscopy.
lobule. So that's known as centrilobular emphysema. So chronic bronchitis is with inflammation, mechanical obstruction.
At the end,
pure
I
emphysema
summarize.
is functional obstruction. Okay, thank you.
So what I'm trying to give students is complete understanding of their clinical case during their clinical years. Now, all these videos of lectures are with built-in assessment. So there is a continuous assessment happening. Now, this is one sample from the mobile. When the students watch the video, there will be duration, approximately 10 to 15 minutes each video only. And there will be quizzes built in every 5 minutes approximately. And the questions are very simple based on the previous part of the video. And they must take the quiz. Otherwise, they cannot continue. Now, when they take the quiz, the computer records their attendance and their marks, whether they were right or wrong. It won't affect their final results. It is only formative, but I will get to know if they are understanding or not. So when they submit the answers, they will get whether they're right or wrong. That much only. And then at the end of the week, there will be online quiz, multiple different questions, usually exam type from the past exam papers. And in total, there will be 10 to 20 mini tests in a week, continuous assessments happening. All these assessments, we make sure to tell students that they're all formative. It won't affect their final results. Final examinations are traditional in the class, conducted by the university. So that I don't have control. I'm only preparing the students for that final exam. And this is my favorite quote. I have created this, and I tell students, exams should not be a stress. For communication, few years ago we started this. It is something like WhatsApp, Yammer by Microsoft, and it is part of our JCU's social media, and it is 24/7 communication. I encourage students to post videos, questions, ask questions. I also ask questions, and students have option to answer. And there is also an app for mobile phones or on computer. I call this professor in your pockets. Anytime you want to communicate anywhere in the world, you just need internet. You can ask me questions and I will be answering without any time barriers. And then I take an in-class review session with question answers. So I don't teach in the class. I only ask questions, and the students have something like these remotes. Nowadays, I use polling function of the Zoom or university's Blackboard Collaborate. There are many softwares available, video conferencing, and the polling option is similar to this keypads, wherein I pose a question, clinical case, with an image, with a multiple choice question. The students click on that and a graph gets displayed, and the students will know whether they got it right or wrong, and I will know how many students have got it right or wrong. So a fantastic interactivity. Students know whether they have understood, and I will know if I have taught them okay. Now, if I see a big green bar, I'm happy. But if the red bars are more, that means I have not done my duty well. So I need to stop and explain to them. Okay? But always there was a concern about this small percentage of students, whatever I do, some still lag behind. Now, this is how this quiz in the class helps students deep learning. Because every time they are pressing, they're thinking about that patient's case, how to answer that question. Heutagogy. Pedagogy is teacher-led learning, andragogy is self-directed, but heutagogy is just we provide a problem, a clinical application, and the students create their deep learning by their own motivation. So it is a very deep learning. So in my teaching, there is continuous student monitoring, and I offer support because I get to see their results. It comes to me, I can check each student's or the whole class performance. And usually I send out one email saying that your results are not good, only for the bottom 10 to 20% students. And I offer them, if you need help, contact me. And then these are some of the replies I get. And the students feel better that someone is there to help them. And the students who approach me for help, I have created a club called Winners Club. I just call it Winners Club. It is for personal coaching for those weak students in the bottom 10% of the class. I take personal coaching sessions. It's usually only about 10 to 15 students out of 200 students. So, a number which I can manage. Last year, it is interesting to note that my Winners Club members' average percentage was higher than the class average in the final exam. So, I'm happy about it. So, I strongly believe learning is not by chance. It must be sought with ardor and diligence. We have to be continuously thinking about how best I do my job so that the student learns the best. And every lecture ends with this slide. I offer myself to them anytime. They can contact me on Yammer, on the mobile, or the discussion board, emails, and even my office location. Also, I give my mobile number and I tell them only for pathology emergencies. And I say this, I'm paid to teach you, so use your privilege. We have to make ourselves available. There is always a gap between student and an academic staff. Students are always shy, scared to approach us unless we extend our hand first. So, in summary, what you can adopt, there are plenty tools available to record lectures. So, record a short teaching videos. So, I usually break my lecture videos into 10 to 15 minute segments, each with a clear learning outcome. So, for example, COPD, the pathogenesis of COPD is one lecture, clinical features one lecture, gross specimens one lecture. Like this, multiple videos, and provide many forms of assessments. A simple assessment, not necessarily difficult ones. And provide varieties of communication. These days, plenty. I remember my cousin in Bangalore, a cardiac surgeon in Narayana Hrudayalaya. Okay, they use WhatsApp for patient communication. I was surprised. And it's very successful working. So, provide varieties of communication for students with staff and give frequent feedback. Students have a lot of subjects to learn. Unless we approach them, knock their door, pat on their back, how is it going? They feel very positive. And I always give a lot of quotations. Outcome-oriented motivation. Something like you can only kill 50% of your patients in an exam. Something lighter, but make students to think about study, about learning. For today's topic, it is the continuous formative assessment, feedback and support what we provide, which I feel has made our medical college top. Thank you. I remember this quote from my Professor Ram Narayan. Technology is not the ultimate. Computers don't teach. The computers only take my teaching to the student. That's all. It is the instructional vitality which makes the difference. So, don't think that online learning, computers are teaching. Thank you.